Hey, look at that. The Steam Machine pre-order info is out. Let's go look at the pricing. Okay, so a few months ago, the Steam Machine was set to come out soon, and I was excited for it because the idea of just having a plug and play, essentially Steam Deck for your living room sound like a terrific idea. In fact, I think it's still a good idea because I think the Steam Deck is, slowly built up steam to being as viable option for PC gaming on the go, and a lot of people love it. And of course, you have all of these different competitors out there that have their own version of a Steam Deck. Me personally, I own the Lenovo Legion Go S, and I think it's the best of all worlds. It provides, I think, the Steam Deck 2 that people were hoping for. It's more powerful than the Steam Decks that are currently out there. And in the current environment we're in, I just don't think we're going to get a new Steam Deck anytime soon. And if it couldn't be any more apparent with the launch of the Steam Machine coming out soon, it seems like it could be at the end of this month even. I'm just not sure how viable of an idea this is currently, because when the Steam Machine was announced initially, the idea was that probably looking at the $600 to maybe $750 price range, which I think is a fair asking price for what is essentially a portable PC. And I think at the time would have been very competitive with like PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S. And well, since the Steam Machine was announced a few months ago, we've seen a lot happen in our lovely economy for reasons I don't know, because maybe idiots are in charge currently, but that's it's not here or there, because it's very directly affecting the pricing you are currently seeing for things like the Steam Machine. Of course, not only that, we're also looking at AI becoming much more prevalent in our world. Also, unfortunately, we're seeing data centers pop up in every single town. It seems like we got people protesting those, going to town meetings, trying to get those taken care of in terms of don't come to our town. And all the resources are taking, not only just from a utility standpoint, from like water and electricity, but when it comes to the things that like the Steam Machine uses to make it what it is, talking about RAM and memory, well, you get something that should have been maybe like a $600 to $750 device, and you turn it into a base level price of $1,049. Now, that's asking a lot. Now, I don't have the numbers in front of me at this exact moment of what a comparable build your own PC would look like in terms of this. I know for a fact that you can probably get one cheaper than this, and granted, it wouldn't have as small of a footprint as a Steam Machine, which I think is a huge selling point, because you can just plop this in your living room setup and be just fine. It's not a huge computer tower that you're going to have next to your TV that maybe your wife's like, hey, why is that ugly RGB looking thing in my living room right now? This is a little more, more inconspicuous. But the Steam Machine starts at $1,049 US. That's before tax gets involved. I'm pretty sure that's free shipping, but at this point that'd be whatever. But here's the worst part. The Steam Machine, unlike a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series S or X, doesn't come with a controller. Now, granted, if you're in the market for a Steam Machine, chances are you have some sort of controller that's going to connect to this. I know I personally would. But that being said, I think a big hook to playing something like the Steam Machine would be using the Steam controller, which, as far as I know, is still out of stock individually. Because, yeah, I've been reserved for a while, and see, since May 8th, I have not gotten a chance to order it yet. My current availability is possibly in September, which is cool and all. But, again, not here or there. It's $1,049 without a controller. So if you include the controller, I believe it's another $100 on top of it individually. Yes, $100. And if you get the 512 gigabyte model with the controller, you get about a $20 discount, and that's nice and all. But again, this is the base level model we're talking about here. $1,049 for the Steam Machine. It boasts a CPU of an AMD Zen 4 chip. I'll be honest, when it comes to the very nerdy details of these machines, I'm not entirely fluent in all of it. It's got 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, along with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. And this one specifically, as noted, is the 512 gigabyte model. And there's only two models here, either 520 or 512 and a 2 terabyte model. So there's no 1 terabyte model in between. You just can choose between those two. And the difference between the two models without a controller is $300, because you're looking at the 2 terabyte machine, which is $300 extra. But you do get some faceplates, which is kind of cool, I guess. Again, if you have something like this, maybe you're hiding it behind your TV, so you're not even going to see it. It's just one of those extra little things to say, hey, you spent a lot of money, maybe a mortgage payment on this, and we want you to be able to dress it up real nice for a real nice night out, to play a little bit of Arc Raiders maybe on your Steam machine. I don't know. At this price point, is this good enough for you? Like, at the $750 mark, I was still in, assuming. And apparently, according to estimates out there, that this is exactly how much the Steam machine was initially going to launch at, which, again, at $750, even at the 512 gigabyte model, I probably would have been in on that. And I think a lot of people would have been, because it was a PC that you can plant inside your living room and forget about it, and have all the benefits of the Steam Deck just launching straight to your TV. I know when it comes to using like dongles and other methods to get your Steam Deck on a TV, it can get a little nutty, whether it's just a power issue or just making it. It just seems like if you were new to PC gaming and stuff like that, putting your Steam machine, or your Steam Deck rather, on your TV can just introduce so many problems for someone that just wants to plug and play, where the Steam machine just seems like it's meant to be a very, let's plug this in and let's just play. And that's cool. One thing that's nice about the Steam machine, I guess, and Steam Deck obviously has this, is it does have the ability to expand your storage. So granted, you lose the SSD part of it if you're going to use a micro SD for a lot more storage, but maybe you can get away with just 512 and just throw in a terabyte SD card if you happen to have that, which, as noted, has also shot up in prices too because of AI and all sorts of other economical issues currently plaguing our world. So, and if you're feeling a little feisty, you can spend an extra $80 and get yourself a controller with the Steam Machine's 2 terabyte edition. But I want to know what you think. Do you think this is just asinine at this point? Are you even considering it? Or is this like yeah, I'm done. Whatever gaming systems I currently have that's what I'm going to play. Because if you haven't bought a gaming system this year, you're going to be paying a lot more than you would have last year, that's for sure. With the PlayStation 5, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch coming up here, I think in a month or two, all seeing price increases over the last few months. It's incredibly ridiculous what we're dealing with, because again, at this point in these systems' lifespans, we would have seen price drops, not price increases. And now we're talking about next generation Xbox, and who knows what the PS6 outlook is going to be as well. Switch 2 obviously just showed up, so it's got plenty of life left to live. So again, it's crazy that you can get an early bird discount if you got these consoles when they launched, or in the 3+ years after that too. So let me know in the comments if you think this is asking too much, if it's around the price point you thought it would be, and are you going to pick it up, or are you going to hope that maybe market conditions are going to soften the blow eventually in the future, or is this our new normal? Let me know. Again, if you joined us again for the first time in I think like 4 years since we made a true new video on this channel, thank you. If you're new to us, hi, welcome. Hit the like button, subscribe for more future video game content. We still miss you, Stadia, but we gotta move on. We really gotta move on. But again, thanks for your time. We'll catch you down the road.